Okay, we're back again, working on Dungeon Meshi, working on the toning. Maybe you're going to move a little bit faster today, who knows? Don't count on it. I would like to record some new music at some point. It does take a minute to do it, and I'm not really set up for it. It's one of those things where I have to set up and break down every time, so I don't do it a whole lot. But I try to get one track per series, and so there's one for paneling, which is probably going to be the next series that I do after Dungeon Meshi's over. And there's one for the Brendan Draws series, which you're currently watching. And then there's one that I use for drawing through Dragon Ball. Which, hey, subscribe on my Ko-fi page. Link in the description. Exclusive video series, Drawing Through Dragon Ball, where I read, review, and appreciate Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball manga for the first time. And I draw some little arts to go with it. So that's a real fun series that is exclusive to my Ko-fi subscribers. Let's go check that out. Maybe pick yourself up a Leaded Pulp subscription at the same time. Guess what? It comes with videos. Yeah. Spent all that time doing this and now I'm like, Yeah, sometimes you miss. Sometimes you miss. This is a miss. And I'll tell you why. Trying to do too many details. Right? Because this isn't about every nook and cranny. This is just kind of about creating layers of space, layers of light. And I did too many contours. It just doesn't look good. It's too busy. Much better. So our light's kind of coming from... Not that it really matters all that much. I guess it matters to remain consistent, but in terms of I don't know. Sometimes things matter and sometimes they don't. And you kind of have to intuit your way through when it matters and when it doesn't. Something like this where the characters are kind of just existing in a fictional, or rather I should say a created space, as opposed to trying to integrate them into a real location. It matters less. If you need to communicate the realism and the logic of a situation, room, location, places, people, places, and things, it becomes more important. Of course, if you're me, and you're always kind of shooting for a liminal vibe in the back of your head, weird light sources or confused light sources really aids to bring about a dream-like quality, multiple light sources. Shadows going in different directions. It's one of those things where it's your art needs to be good enough and subtle enough to make it look like to sweep someone along in your dreamscape and not just have it come across as I am bad at art. The number one form of criticism on the internet is nitpicking, so that's something to keep in mind. That looks pretty good. So like everything back here, everything below like this is gonna stay pretty well shadowed, except we'll put a glint on the belt buckle and we'll put a glint on the bottom of the breastplate. Sword. Kinsuke. I made a big deal a while back about whether the sword is called Kinsuke or Kensuke, and I legitimately cannot remember. Just like the new capital city in Final Fantasy XIV, Dawn Trail. I'm gonna try it. I was telling my 14 peeps last night that it's like some people just can't say the word aluminum. I cannot say to you loyal to you. They explained it to me, they broke it down phonetically, and I said it once, and then it immediately left my brain. To you loyal. Many apologies. I am going to figure out how to pronounce that. I'm going to say it on the air, and you're all going to be very proud of me. To you loyal. You know, when you get a tongue twister like that, sometimes you just gotta mumble your way through it. No, you to you loyal. I like Dawn Trail a lot. Some people didn't. And I don't think those people understood what the game was trying to say. But I had a great time with it. There's this is something that I would love to put into a comic at some point. But you know, the main character of without spoiling anything, don't worry, no spoilers for Final Fantasy XIV. But you know, the main character of Final Fantasy XIV is you. You are colloquially referred to as yeah, it's almost like trying to say to you loyal. Referred to as the Warrior of Light, and the Warrior of Light throughout the base game and the 5 expansions that follow becomes very powerful. Does Final Fantasy things like fight God and kill God. Fight the guy that killed God and kill that guy. That kind of stuff. And so my favorite like headcanon for Warrior of Light, because there's always like seasonal event quests that are open to everybody, no matter where you are really in the story. Like the only requirement is that you be like level 15, and you know, for context, the current level cap is 100. So you have like these event quests where your warrior of light, who has just gotten back from punching and killing God until God begged for mercy, meets an adventurer on the street, and there's like, oh no, we've been ambushed by bandits, and the bandits come out and they say, you go fight him, warrior of light. And the warrior of light's like, me? Who, me? And my headcanon for that is like, you want me? You want me to do this? You want me to go fight these guys? You realize that if I touch one of these guys, they're going to turn into a fine mist, right? Like, and you want me to do this. Okay, this is on you, though. That's how I think of that. And I'm very amused by that, by dramatically overpowered character in a story who just wants to kind of like vibe and keeps getting put into scenarios where they are required to just obliterate something and you know, just massive overkill. I feel like stuff like that happens in One Piece now and again. But I'm very enamored of that. But I got to play last night with my Final Fantasy XIV crew for the first time in quite a while. We had taken some significant time off during the content drought, but it's nice to hang out with your friends and play a game. Brendan's hot takes of the day: games are fun. I'm really just enjoying the toning. I feel like I've talked about this in other videos, but I really like the tone stage because I don't have to think about it a whole lot. We've kind of reached the no thoughts, head empty portion of the drawing, with some exceptions. Every so often I'll stop and go, did I mean to do that? But look, we talked about kind of like lines of understanding. And drawing a line of understanding can be important to demonstrate that you have understanding. But if you're not like in a class, you kind of keep that stuff internalized. And that is kind of, that's just something you get a feel for over time. So when you're adding volume to these things with tone, like I'm doing right now, and you kind of have that understanding just internalized as you're going through this. This is always fun because I've got my drawing monitor and then I've got my recording monitor over here where I can see what I'm doing. I can look at this in so many different perspectives. We'll finish this thing eventually. Then I gotta start thinking about what comes next. Well, what comes next is paneling. I'm gonna do another paneling show because I had fun doing that first one. Kind of the genesis of the channel, and then I never went back to that format, so I'm going to revisit that, and it is probably going to be One Piece related, because I can never seem to shut up about One Piece for too long, so I might as well embrace it. And I think I mentioned previously that there's a piece from a panel in Impel Down that I wanted to do. but we'll see if that remains my choice. I'm in Punk Hazard now, in case anybody's keeping track. This was something I was going to do early on and I forgot. Oh, welcome. We even got a accidental escape. It's Marcel time. Oh, I'm being too stingy with this. Most of the face needs to be unshadowed. Boy, what else is going on? Hey, I came back to a couple new subscribers. I think we're up to 29 now. That's pretty cool. How's it going, folks? Thanks for coming to the party. We're just here to chill out and draw some cool stuff, learn a thing or two. Have a good time. Talk about One Piece. I really want to get caught up on One Piece. When I was reading Impel Down, and Impel Down was kind of a surprising sleeper fave of mine, going into that. But I particularly feel a lot like the assistant warden Hanya Bell, who just like slips out all the time, just has those escapes of thought. Where just like, I want to be the warden so bad. Oh God, and I feel like that. Where I'm just like, I want to catch up on One Piece so bad. Oh, everybody, just be quiet. Let me catch up on One Piece. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. All right, hey. That's going to be all for today. Stick around for the plug, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. If you're learning to draw, you know somebody else who's learning to draw and might get something out of this, maybe suggest the video to a friend. That always helps me out a lot. Hey, if you're looking to contribute financially to this whole situation, check out my Ko-fi page or my Substack, link in the description. I got a free newsletter on the Substack that you can follow to catch up with anything that I might be doing, including videos, comics, illustrations, etc. There's also going to be membership tiers where you can get access to exclusive video series like Drawing Through Dragon Ball, or to my Leaded Pulp comic magazine, which is coming out for its first issue in July. So hey, check out these things, and I'll see you next time.